We go to chapter 4, the market economy. When we talk about the market economy, we're simply talking about consumers. Mostly it's about consumers. So we're going to start with the role of consumers. Why do we call them consumers? We call them consumers because they buy goods and services for their own satisfaction. For their satisfaction. So what are the roles of consumers? One, they determine the goods and services that are to be produced. Consumers are the kingpin of the business. So we don't produce goods or services without consumer wanting them. So if you are producing goods and services that consumers do not want, they're not going to buy. Then you're going to run at a loss. So one of the roles of consumers is that they produce goods and services that we businesses must produce. Two, they provide information about habits, trends, and preferences. Businesses make research. They get information about customers. The customer behavior, customer needs, what customers really want at this time. We get information about it through customers. So they provide us with information. The customers provide businesses with information. That's another role. The third one, they pay for economic goods that they buy or demand. So whatever goods customers want, they pay for it. They demand for it and they pay. So these are the roles of consumers. Then why do we call them economic goods? We call them economic goods because they have what we call opportunity cost. These are goods that have what? Opportunity cost. Any question about that? Okay. So what are the characteristics of economic goods? The first one is price. I will talk about price. I wrote, these goods have to be paid for because they are limited in supply. They are economic goods. So if we are producing them with scarce resources. And because we are producing them with scarce resources, you have to pay for them. It's not just like water that you see or the air you breathe in. If there's even water is scarce. Pure water is scarce. Purified water is scarce. You can't go to the sea and drink the water in the sea. It has to be purified. Do you understand? Yeah. So the air we breathe in is the only thing we don't pay for. So it doesn't have a price. But other goods that we have to buy, they are scarce and they are limited in supply. It means we have to pay for them. So that's one of the features of economic goods. They have to be paid for. Number two, utility. Utility is the amount of satisfaction we derive from the consumption of any commodity. So I'm drinking water now. I'm happy drinking this water. That is utility. So whatever we call economic good, we must use them to satisfy our needs. As soon as we buy them, we must be happy using them. We must enjoy the value for the money. That's utility. So this is the amount of satisfaction which can be derived from the consumption of any commodity. So economic goods must satisfy consumers who purchase them. So you can just write economic goods if the question comes. So, but one of the features or characteristics of economic goods is utility. It means whatever we call an economic good, it must satisfy the needs of what we buy it for. You get it? Yeah. The third one, transferable. Because it's an economic good, it must have the ability to be owned by someone else. It must have what? The ability to be owned by someone else. So I can ask, this is my phone, I can sell it to someone else because it's an economic good. But the air we breathe in, I cannot give the air I breathe in to someone else. That's transferable. Is it clear? Yeah. Now that takes us to the assumptions. To the assumptions of consumer behavior. The first one, it is assumed that consumers have limited incomes. It means consumers do not have enough money with them. So it simply means because we don't have enough income, we have to make choices when we are buying goods or services. We have to buy based on how important they are. Number two, it is assumed that consumers seek to get maximum utility satisfaction. Whatever we buy, we want to enjoy the value for the money. It's an assumption. These are assumptions about consumers. The first one is that as consumers, we don't have enough income to buy everything. So we have to make choice, and it is true. As consumers, whatever we buy, we want to enjoy the value for it, the money. So I'm teaching you now. So you are paying me because you are happy. If you're not happy with what I'm doing, you won't pay me the next time. So that means you go to the supermarket, whatever you buy, if you're not happy buying it, you won't buy it the next time. The third one, it is assumed that consumers are subject to the law of diminishing marginal utility, which simply means that as soon as we consume extra units, the marginal satisfaction we derive from extra units will start reducing. Oh, I'm very thirsty. I need bottled water. I drink the first, the second. But as soon as I start taking the third, the fourth, The satisfaction I derive from the first, the second, I will not derive it again. It will start declining. That is law of diminishing marginal utility. Do you understand it?
Yes.
And the last one is that consumers are rational. We only buy things that we need. That is the assumption. That we are rational because we only buy things that we need. So these are the assumptions of consumers. We have limited income, so we make choices. We want to derive satisfaction, maximum satisfaction from whatever we buy. Do you understand that? The third one is that as soon as whatever we consume, as soon as we consume extra units, the satisfaction we derive from extra units will start diminishing, declining. And the last one is that we are rational consumers because we only buy things that we need. Any questions about that? That takes us to equilibrium. When we talk about equilibrium, it means it's balanced. There's no opportunity to change it. It is balanced. Demand and supply is equal. So equilibrium means there's no opportunity or tendency to change. Do you understand equilibrium here? It means things are at par. Is either there's no way you want to put it up or down, because if you put it up, this goes down. If you put it down, this goes up. So it is at equilibrium. It's at par. We cannot change it anymore. That is equilibrium. If we change it, it becomes disequilibrium. It's not balanced again. It has to be equal. So if it is equal, that means there's no opportunity to change it because it's equal. Do you understand the equilibrium here? So that takes us to equimarginal principle, which states that our behavior should be based on the income we get. So if I'm buying this bottled water, the satisfaction I derive from buying this bottled water is the satisfaction I will derive from not buying the bottled water and I buying other things. So there's equimarginal principle, which says that consumer behavior in the process of distributing their limited income. So how much we spend is dependent on what we want to buy. But whatever we are buying, the ones we are not buying, we're still going to have the same satisfaction. So that is the principle. Oh, I bought water. So if I'm not buying water, I'm buying bread. The same satisfaction I will derive from buying water is the same satisfaction I will derive from buying bread. So that's why I choose buying water. So I'm not going to think that, oh, I'm going to have different satisfactions from bread and water. No, it's the same satisfaction. That is equimarginal principle. So we are distributing our income based on the fact that whatever we use our income to buy, we have the same satisfaction. Does it make sense? So that's why the formula is the marginal utility for product X divided by the price of product X equals to the marginal utility of product Y equals to the price of product Y. So the marginal utility of X is the same as marginal utility of Y. So if I'm buying A, the product A, I will derive the same satisfaction of if I'm buying product Y. Is it clear? And that takes us to demand. So what do we call demand? Demand means the quantity, the amount of goods and services that we are willing and able to buy at a given price and time. The amount, the quantity of goods and services we are willing and able to buy at a given price and time. That is demand. Consuming. We want to buy. When you want to buy, you are demanding. Then we have the law of demand, which is the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. The lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded. So there's inverse relationship between demand, price, and the quantity demanded. Then we have, this is the graph. The higher the price. When the price is 5, the quantity is 30. When the price increases, no, let's say the price is 10. If the price is 10, the quantity is 20. If the price falls from 10 to 5,
the quantity 10.
If the price falls from 10 to 5, the quantity reduces. If the price increases from 10 to 15, the quantity increases. Do you get that or not? Yeah, I'm going to explain that. Yeah, I'm going to explain. You don't get it?
So when price reduces, quantity increases.
Yes.
And when quantity reduces, price increases.
For demand, there's inverse relationship. We say there's inverse relationship. So if there's inverse relationship, it simply means okay, let's assume the price is at 10, right? If this is the price right now, this is the market price. If the market price falls from 10 to 5, at 10, the quantity demanded is 20. If the price reduces from 10 to 5, it means the quantity will increase from 20 to 30. If the price increases from 10 to 15, the quantity reduces from 20 to 10.
Mhm.
So there's inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. If price increases, quantity demanded reduces. If price reduces, quantity demanded increases. So that's why they said the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. The lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Say that again. Again. So for demand, we said demand is the amount of goods consumers are willing and able to buy at a given price and time. Then the law of demand. For the law of demand here, we said it says that the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded, the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded. So that's a graph which will represent this. So look at this graph now. Let's assume we have the market price to be at 10. This is the market price at 10. The quantity will be at the 20. As soon as price increases from 10 to 15, the quantity demanded reduces from 20 to 10. But if the price falls from 10 to 5, the quantity demanded will rise from 20 to 30. A fall in price increases quantity demanded. A rise in price reduces quantity demanded. So there's expansion if price reduces. There's contraction if price falls. Do you get it? So that is the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. I think it's clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have consumer surplus, which is the difference between the market price and what we actually paid. So if the market price is 10 and we paid 5, the consumer surplus is what? 5. Do you understand? Because this is the market price. So the difference between the market price and the price we actually paid is the consumer surplus. So consumer surplus equals to market price minus price paid by consumers. Is it clear?
Mm.
Any question?
No.
So let me write your questions. So you can go to them. Let me write the questions now for you.
Oh, no, 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 no.